I could tell you that was a temptation.
Ro, yes or no?
No. You must learn not to be afraid of the world, not to take any notice of it. I must let you learn it. When you have, you'll come back to me. They won't destroy me, Thomas. I'll wait for you. I love you. I'm saying it now. For all the years, we'll have to wait.
I'll do anything to escape from you.
Expected anything on my return except to see you coming all the way out here to meet me. If I wanted to delude myself, I think you were impatient to see me.
I was.
I'm very happy, my dear, no matter what your reason.
I'm honest enough to warn you that you shouldn't be.
I realize that. What was your reason? If you found another request to make of me, I'd like to be able to grant it.
No. I didn't come to make a request, but to grant you one of yours. You still wish me to marry you?
More than anything I was ever capable of wishing.
I'll marry you. Don't you want to ask me any questions?
No?
Thank you. You're making it easier for me.
Whatever your reason, I shall accept it. What I want to find in our marriage will remain my own concern. I exact no promises and impose no obligations. Incidentally, since it is of no importance to you, I love you.
Resentment against you. We can't take part in controversies. We can't afford to arouse antagonism. I'm sorry, but we find it impossible to give you the commission for our building. As one of our directors said, you can't expect us to stick our necks out.
No, I don't expect it.
Mr. Orr. I hoped I'd meet you someday. Like this, alone. You shouldn't mind talking to me.
What about?
There's a building that should have been yours. There are buildings going up all over the city which a great chance is refused to you and given to incompetent fools. You're walking the streets while they're doing the work which you love but cannot obtain. This city is closed to you. It is I who've done it. Don't you want to know my motive?
No.
I'm fighting you, and I shall fight you in every way I can.
Free to do what you please.
Mr. Rourke, we're alone here. Why don't you tell me what you think of me in any words you wish?
But I don't think of you. It's great, Mr. Rourke. It's
Wonderful. Ever since I saw the Enright house, I knew you were the man I wanted. But I was afraid you wouldn't do an unimportant gas station for me after doing skyscrapers.
No building is unimportant. I'll build for any man who wants me. Anywhere, so long as I build my way.
As unprecedented as your buildings. I never knew anybody to survive one of the Banner's smear campaigns. Everything was closed against you. How'd you break through?
What did you think of the Banner's campaign?
It was a vicious appeal to fools.
Haven't you answered your own question?
Yeah, but you had years torn out of your life, wasted by the Banner.
No, all these years I found one man who wanted my work. One man who saw through his own eyes and thought with his own brain. Such men may be rare, they may be unknown, but they move the world.
How did you look for them?
I didn't. They called for me. Any man who calls for me is my kind of man.
This is probably something very big. I made an appointment for you for 3 o'clock this afternoon at his office.
Whose office?
He telephoned half an hour ago. Mr. Gale Wyman.
I don't think you'll want to work for me.
Why?
You ought to feel contempt for me if you've seen the kind of buildings I put up.
You're honest, aren't you?
Thank you. That's the first time anyone ever said that about me, and it's one of the few times when I am. What I want you to build is not for the public. It's for me.
What is it?
My home. A country house. Just for my wife and me.
Did Mrs. Wyman choose me for the job?
No, Mrs. Wyman doesn't know anything about this. It's my own project. I've looked at buildings all over the country. Every time I saw one that I liked and asked who designed it, the answer was always Howard Roth. I want you to know that I have very little respect for anything on earth. The only thing I worship, and I've seen so little of it in life, is man's ability to produce work such as yours.
I believe you.
Why do you say that as if it hurt you?
It doesn't.
Listen, don't hold them against me, the things I've built. It's all those worthless commercial structures and newspapers like the Banner that have made it possible for me to have a house by you. They were only the means. You're the end.
Don't apologize for your past. It isn't necessary.
You do have courage, don't you? No one else would dare say that to me. But you're right. I was apologizing. You see, I need you. That house means a great deal to me, and you're the only one who can design it.
What kind of a house do you want?
Far from the city. I bought the land, a place in Connecticut, 500 acres. What kind of a house? The cost, whatever you need. The appearance, whatever you wish. The purpose. You see, I want this house because I'm very desperately in love with my wife. What's the matter? You think that's irrelevant?
No. Go on.
I can't stand to see my wife among other people. It's not jealousy, it's much more and much worse. I can't share her with anyone or anything. I want a house that'll be only mine and hers. Think of it as you would think of a fortress, of a temple. A temple to Dominic Wyman. I want you to meet her before you design it.
I've met Mrs. Wyman some years ago.
You have? Then you understand.
I do.
Start work at once. Drop anything else you're doing. I'll pay whatever. Forgive me. Too much association with bad architects. I haven't asked you whether you want to do it.
Yes. I'll do it.
Good evening, dear. What?
Look as if you felt happy.
I feel as if I were young. As I did when I was just
Hello?
starting.
Hey, David.
The road ahead was clean and the
Hey.
honesty was possible.
How are you doing?
You want it to be possible.
Oh, pretty good. How you doing?
Realized how much I wanted to
I'm doing fine. I've had a backache for 3 days, but other than that, I'm doing fine. I'm sort of like,
That's not what I wanted to say.
I got up with nothing to do, and I've been writing all day, and like, I'm still not done.
No, and that I never earned it.
But actually, I did a great one. I did a great one. It popped. What's it?
Swimming at the pool tonight.
You were swimming at the pool.
I know it.
I did a great
Right here
one.
in the parking lot, Los Baños.
Oh no, that's fabulous, and it's close. I did a great writing today. I all of a sudden it popped up. You see, because I have these texts that I'd like start writing in the morning, and then I just lose it, and then I just give up, and I just stop writing.
If I had,
But they were like good starting points, and then
Are you gonna put any of that stuff up? Are you letting other
oh, it's
people
all
read it?
up. It's all fucking up. It's been up. They're
Where
fucking.
can I find it?
away from the
You can find it all over the place. We the people of Earth.biz. You can find it on my Facebook, which is linked to the biz. You can find it at Google Plus.
Is today's writing already up yet?
I'm not sure I've emailed it. Yes, it is. It's on my Facebook.
Do
And
you have my email, Bill?
yes, I do. And I do send shit to you.
If you have any select stuff,
I do send shit to you lots of time, but I don't always. This one was like a very selective list because I had 124 names, and you know, like Mark Cuban and some other guys. And anyway, it was titled, just so you know, it was Hand Ran to God or something bullshit like that. But anyway, I was, you know, like.
well, I would never use it in any corrupt way or plagiarize.
No, you don't have to. You can plagiarize. That's all about me.
But I do. I mean, in this way, in this day and age, there's almost no such thing anymore.
No. See, I made myself way back in 2005. I put myself in the public domain. I actually put it. It's a paradigm of this. I said not only this, what I have invented is not only mine but is yours. And sometimes you might invent it better than me. In fact, even my doing it, it's so crazy that I might come back and you might say you did it wrong here, and I might say you know freaking shit. Or based on the non-linearity of this thing, yeah, based on new linearity of the language, it's different now. But you know, so I was designed as me, as my character and as myself to become plagiarized, because it was like. Okay, if I was like the radioactive sucker in of all the freaking best minds of Earth, my idea was to be the radioactive transmitter out, sort of like the shining light back out, and then sort of create the light going back and forth. But the only way you can do that is to say, listen guys, play me. Because I said back when in my movie, I said, you know, somebody challenged me, I was challenging myself, are you just like trying to play God? And I said, no, God is playing me. But it's like, what does that mean? Right? And it's like, okay, if you set a standard for what playing people are, and that's what I had to do, and that was crazy. But
you know what's a great kind of metaphor of that idea is, did you ever see that movie Spheres?
no.
Let me tell you about it. There's that black guy's in it. Oh God, he's such a good actor. Anyway, it's this group of scientists that are doing some deep sea diving work, and they find these spheres at the bottom of the ocean. Actually, they find a whole ship at the bottom of the ocean.
Oh, I'm sure I've seen it then. I'm sure I've seen it
Like
then.
a spaceship. And
Right.
basically, inside the spaceship are these spheres. And anyway, what happens is when they finally get around to exploring the ship and touching the ship, then what happens is they start projecting their own thoughts, like these holograms within holograms within holograms of their thoughts. And I think it's a really great metaphor, and it could be related to the God concept of calling myself God or God calling himself me, because it's kind of almost the same thing.
Well, it actually is, but here's the thing is, actually your name, I just put you on my next email, which is actually to a lady who's giving me the court recordings of my criminal proceedings in Santa Barbara, which I'm only getting just to surround bullshit. But anyway, your name is right next to Barack Obama, by the way. In this next email. I'm not sure we've ever discussed it before, but I believe that in 2007 or 8 I discovered God code, and it's actually a simple code, and I surround it with stars, but it's star 0, star 1, star pi, you know, the imaginary number of pi, and the important thing there is 0 equals. I'll just read what I said. 0 equals the woman, without my language. It's the prime big thing 0 number. It's the God who conquers any number multiplied or divided, just like woman. And man is the prime one number, a perfected organization of God. Okay, it's the monopoly. And it's the image, and then basically it's the image of one God in the yin and yang that becomes sort of the pyramid of posterity. And that's where the pi comes in. And that there's many dimensions to the pi. What's that? No, the 1 is the man. The 0 is the woman.
Okay.
And pi, I mean, when I say pi, it's not 5 I'm saying the imaginary 3.1 and 2, blah, 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 pi, which is like the representation of like circumference and circularity, and spherical, and the sphere, right, which you were just talking about. And it's the sphere of a woman and man. A woman of... See, any one of us cannot be completed in of itself. I cannot attain nirvana. I don't know how fucking Buddha did. He maybe already had a wife, but you can't possibly attain true nirvana without a woman, right? Not in a real life sense.
I don't know if it was always that way, but I think it's certainly that way now.
But I think it was. I think it was always that.
Some of the ancient stories, there was a time before we differentiated, and I can't verify if it's true or not, but I don't know.
But I actually, I did sort of attain nirvana because I never did fucking need a wife. It was like no woman, like no cry. So I guess I attained nirvana before I decided to want a fucking wife. So is that nirvana to desire a wife?
Well, there's no question that, like, that.
Now, okay, so now it might be nirvana if I don't give a shit. Okay, I didn't give a shit and it was only just for the movie that I desired a wife. Then I could still have nirvana. I could have still no desires. But no, I still have desires. Anyway, the other part of the... Okay, so there was multiple parts to my message. One was, are you in the